All right. Let's see this bad boy go live. I want to copy the link to these guys. Let me close this backup meeting window. And it says we are live. I'm just going to copy the link and I'm going to email myself and I'll email you.
Yeah, I got a paper.
And this way we can
I got a
send it
paper
out.
version of
I'll send it
this.
in a text. You want to send it to Discord?
Yeah, I can do that. Just copy and paste it.
Send it out to Discord. I'm gonna email it to you, and you send it out in Discord. We'll try to get this going pretty quick because this is
What, you want me
gonna
to
be a
copy and
long
paste
one.
something, or what do you want me to do?
I'm emailing you the link. So if you pull up your email on your
Okay.
phone, right?
Yeah. Hotmail or Gmail?
What did that just? I'll email you to both Gmail and Hotmail, right? And then if you grab the link from your cell phone, you can send it to the league in Discord. I'll send it to them in the regular text.
In the text, okay.
Where's my email? Gmail. Sent. Link to the meeting. Copy. Using up like 5 minutes of the meeting in this. All right, that's it. It is live. All right, let me grab the meeting on my cell phone here. Just so neat. Go into the meeting, you stupid phone. Link to the meeting. All right. I can hear myself, so let me just mute myself. I'll leave the chat up. And we are live. We've been live. Let me just look in the meeting window so I can see what's going on. All right, fellas. What up? What up? Mid-season break here. Mid-season video. Did you switch to your cell phone, Tim? I just see.
Yeah.
Or you still on your laptop?
No, I'm in myself. I'm here.
There you go. All right. Oh, great. All right, everyone. We wanted to give you guys a mid-season synopsis. There's a lot to talk about, even for future leagues that we decide to run. If we can stand each other, we're like Tim and I are like the opposites. We're cool buddies, but we're like true arch nemesis. So like we butt heads a lot, but the fun in making something great, I think the only way something could be this great is because we have like the opposite mind. We're total ops. So he has, imagine your opposition running the league and you running the league, you'd run it one way, he'd run it another way. But if you combine those ideas together, it's a kick-ass fucking league. It's the best shit out there. And that's what we got. And we bang through the ideas and the workarounds and all the stress of everything day in and day out. And this is the result you guys get. Some kick-ass leagues. You stress us out a little bit. Butt heads, argue. But there's a lot of respect among each other. And that's what I wanted to start it with. But we got a lot to talk about. Tim, you want to give an intro? I'm just going to share my screen for a little bit.
Hey guys, what's up, man? We're halfway point through the season. This is the midway point video. Got a lot to talk about. Try and get to it as quickly as possible. But there are some really, really important things that we want everybody to pay attention to. We're going to be talking about, some stuff that has gone down in the regular season that we've seen, that we've witnessed, that we want to address and try and get you guys to comply with. And then we're going to talk about some, different, we're even going to get into next year and talk about,
right.
Team selection process that we're looking to get into a little bit more fair for guys that think that the current process is a little bit lean more towards the better players in the league. So me and King have been able to come put our heads together, and I think King made a good point. And two great minds to put something great like this together. We're not always going to agree. We're going to fight. We're going to kick. We're going to punch. We're going to scratch. But in the end, we've had a relationship, a friendship for over a decade, and I don't think that's going to go anywhere. So just outside of this, even through the spring trainings, every year, guys, me and King go at it in spring training about the setup, about whether the game's messed up or whether we should start the season or not. So, guys can't take that to heart. Let us battle it out.
We're used
usually
to
in the end, we always come to an agreement and compromise, and things end up working out. So, either way, but let's get into that first topic, King.
Yeah, we want to, this is we realize that everyone can take some of this stuff personally. You guys are working hard at your craft and being a solid member and winning games, but at the same time, we still have to make sure the playing field is level, everything is balanced per se in the league. And we might sort of make some people feel like they're being singled out, but you're not. And just so you know, we have the utmost respect for everybody and everything that you guys bring to the league. This is why we want to run the league, because of you guys, the members. But also, we are working our hardest to make sure that we level the playing field, and it's a true, real competition of the best at level competition. These are some of the assessments that we've made so far. We've went over this, Tim and I, a few times, and we want to have the same voice. So we talked about this many a times over text, over phone calls, and even like for an hour just now before we started this video. So some of the things that are already out there that guys should know. I mean, I think Tim should start this one. Coming set. Tim, if you're looking at the video,
the good old coming set rule.
Coming set every single time.
Every single time. I mean, this is something now, guys that have been in Ballpark Legends or guys that have been in Dynasty League for 13 years. This has been literally a start root rule that started this league from its conception. Okay, I literally built this league back in 2007. And one of my main concerns, and one of the things that really annoyed the living shit out of me, was the fact that when you went into a game with just a random online player, you would have guys just ripping through their pitches, not coming set with their pitchers, just throw, speed pitching, quick pitching. There's so many different versions and ways that you can try and keep the batter off balance by doing that. Unfortunately, in real life, it's considered a balk on every aspect of what a guy would try and do to strategically set a batter off balance. Okay, so it's something that has really kind of been one of the reasons why I wanted to start a league, run a league, and implement these rules and force to people to comply, because of how important the realism is of coming set when you are on the rubber. Okay, I'm a pitcher. I played in collegiate ball. You cannot, start your windup to the plate without becoming completely still. No matter what you might do. I mean, you might pick your nose, you might lift your arm up. I mean, you might bring it back down. You might shake your glove. Whatever you do, you need to come completely still. And if you don't, then if there's somebody on base, it's a balk. Okay. So, and umpires will throw a pitch off and say that pitch doesn't count if there's nobody on base, and you do it in real life. Okay. So this particular rule is so important to not only the game and the realism of it, but the experience of your opponent. And that has to be a priority in everybody's mind when you go into a game. How is my opponent coming out feeling? Is he feeling like he got bush leagued? Is he feeling like he got cheesed? Is he feeling like this guy is not following the rules. I mean, these are all very, very important things for everybody to have an amazing experience, which is what we all pay $150 to play here for. Okay, so for us to be able to implement $150, we need to follow these rules to the T. And there's guys out there that are not doing that. And I'm not naming anybody in particular. The guys that do it know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, and they know they're doing it for a reason. They're doing it because they know it keeps people off balance and it gives them an advantage on the pitching side of things.
Yeah.
And so we're letting you know right now in front of the whole world, this is against the rules. If you cannot adjust to playing to our rules, then you will not be invited for future leagues. Okay, and that's not a threat. That is a promise. Okay, so please follow the rules, play the game, have fun. I personally, everybody knows who plays me. Everybody in this league has played me once already. I come set every single time. And you know what? There's been times where I've shut people out. There's been times where I've got 17 hits hit off me. That is part of the game, guys. That is baseball. Okay. You can take as much time as you want to start your windup after you come still and you come set. Okay. You want to take 3 seconds, 2 seconds. I mean, let's not make it too long, but however long you want to wait, be my guest. But at least a second. You need to say one Mississippi. After you come to a complete set, in your mind, say one Mississippi, and then start your rotation to the plate and start your meter. That is what we ask for. We hope that you comply. Okay?
Right. And I let Tim go 100% on that to the end because, I agree 100% with that. And I'm going to play devil's advocate. So this is why you see we work well as a team in running these leagues. We do respect the Johnny Cueto aspect where, he does have like 10 different ways to come set and do tricky deliveries and stall, kick his leg up. We respect it, but respectively decline to have that in this type of league. So guys might want to argue with us and say, well, Johnny Cueto does this and he has like 4 different types of come sets. We just don't want to have it. We want this type of thing out. It leads to little other things, which I'm going to mention right now. And then, you have this is what I love to always say. Guys always hear me saying this, a slippery slope. It leads to guys trying to find another little thing that's borderline. Another borderline thing is slide stepping with a runner on third. Where the fuck is the guy stealing? Why are you slide stepping? You understand? So now there's a little gray area there where like you should be able to slide step. It's fine. It's not a problem. But you slide step. The purpose of a slide step is to slow down the base stealing aspect. There's a runner on third. He's not stealing home. Come set every time when you pitch. Don't do the slide step. This is unwritten. I shouldn't have to tell you this. You shouldn't be doing the slide step with runners at, I got a runner at second and third, and this guy's still slide stepping me. I had guys come to me already and say that. I got a guy at third, and he's slide stepping me. You know what you're doing. You're trying to get a guy off balance. You're trying to cut down the batting average of the guy with runners in scoring position. Do it up and up, man. Don't try to be sneaky. These type of things, and I'm going to skip over B for a little bit because C is the same thing. There was a glitch where you can get into a rundown, and if you hit L1 and R1, the base runner changes direction faster than the guy running him down, and the meter that you wind up to throw to second or to throw to first or third or wherever you're trying to throw the guy out. Mm-hmm. So guys can get into let me just base steal at first, knowing damn well I got a bad jump. But you know what? There's no way he's going to get me out. I'm going to hit L1, R1, L1, R1, L1, R1. He's going to try to chase me back and forth, and I still got second. These little things start to slip into the league and the games when you start letting things like guys changing up their times, how they're going to set, how they're going to come set. Sometimes I'm going to come set and pitch right away. Sometimes I'm going to come set straight into the pitch. There's no break. we don't want to have it. This is not the type of league we want to have. And in the sense of saying we won't invite you, it's not more so that, hey, I don't like you or I don't respect you. It's more that, hey, I don't want to have to argue with you. It seems you're more happier playing with things that we don't want to have. And because it seems like we will have to argue with you to do this, our terms are always to my best solution is always to part ways. And guys who've seen me run Bar Park Legends, that's what I do. A lot of the times, oh, you that guy, what happened to that guy? He was a good guy. Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and argue with anyone. Oh, you this can happen. You know, this works. Guys, no one else complains about me doing this. All right, you're not invited next season because it seems like I have to argue with you to just follow a set of things that we want for the basis of the league. This is what we're trying to build as a core of this league. It's not, Tim's core, King's core, Joe Schmo's core, and now everybody doesn't have a core. We sit down with a couple of guys that we're cool with. We come up with a universal core, and that's it. Mm-hmm. If you feel you want to run another league, go ahead. Shit.
I want to back my. Let me jump in here real quick, guys. Let me throw some statistics at you to prove my point. I come set every single time. Never once have I quick pitched or done anything like that. And I have one of the top 2 lowest ERAs in the league as a whole with my team. Granted, yes, I have the Dodgers, but let's get down to the true science of it, right? People think that it's an advantage to change up your timing when it comes to when you're coming set. You think it makes a difference. It really doesn't, guys. It really doesn't. I come set every single time, and I have one of the top 2 lowest ERAs as a team in the league. I figure it out. You guys can figure it out. Okay? Plain and simple.
Yeah, I think, when you look across the league, you see a lot of guys still with pretty good ERAs, and they're all following the set of rules that we put out, and that's where their fun is. We just want, as best, this is fair for everyone. We know we do it as much as we're asking you to do it, so we're not just being.
Yeah, it's not like we're double standard here, guys. We are coming set. King and I come set every single pitch. So we expect every 24 other of you to come set every single pitch. Follow the leaders. That's what this is about. Right. Okay? It's simple. It's not hard.
Yeah, we lead by example. Lead by example. Exactly. We're gonna skip over base running, the glitch rundown, because that was in there to show and prove too that these are how these little things slip in, and then it's a fucking shit show league. So guys looking to get a leg up in every which way, and it spoils the fun of the league. But we're gonna go back to B here, which is base stealing without taking a lead off. And a few guys have messaged me, not naming names, and asked, is that a rule? And I believe I got an understanding on where guys are asking that from. And in the past, the game would allow guys to do quick stealing, and they wouldn't even take a lead off. They'll just steal a base. And it's like, damn, how did he steal a base? Motherfucker didn't even take a lead. But, Tim has reminded me that generic one step that they take, I'm sure we all, when we sit here and think about it and talk it through, that one step you take, that is the standard lead that everyone should be taking, and nothing more. It's only the Ricky Hendersons, those super fast guys that likes to fuck with starting pitchers and get them out of their game, that take a 2-step, that go to, and then, the announcers start to say, oh, look, he's trying to, jar with the pitcher and get him out of his game. That one step that the game initially gives you, that's the lead. So there is no rule that telling people like, well, you got to take 2 steps, the initial lead, and then you have to take another step, because 9 times out of 10, when you throw over to first base or any base, when that person takes that second, they're out, because it's base runners. It's a base runner's cocky move. So just to quell that one, we wanted to go over it really quick. And
Right.
then
So let's
there's nothing much else to say to that.
the
Now we're getting
default.
into the heart of this thing here. These
Right.
TVs, the TV setups. It's
Oh,
sort
boy.
of an ugly thing to be talking about this now. We've been going over this for years and years and years. I'd say Tim and I feel super confident that we figured out everything going forward from here. We have a deep understanding of setup, what it means to hitting and pitching in our leagues now, and going forward, we feel we're gonna have a better control. We're gonna even the scale out for every single person in this league, and we're gonna do it in a fair manner because we know the league has already started. It's halfway, and I'm just gonna preface it by telling you guys, what we're going with, and Tim probably will elaborate a lot more. The Vizios and all the no-name brand TVs are now banned. What does that mean? It means you're not allowed to play on these TV brands in our leagues. And an explanation is we haven't figured out a setup that's going to be balanced enough to include these TV brands along with every other TV brands and have a balanced enough competition for everyone. Now, we're going to be fair because we've already given the okay and thumbs up to a lot of guys with some of these situations, Vizios, no-name TV brands, so on and so forth. We will reach out to everyone that are in those situations. And what we've come up with is everyone is going to have until the end of this season to comply. So you run the whole rest of the season. If you're fair, which Tim is going to say, if
That
you're a
is not
fair person
including
or
the playoffs, guys. That
that
is
does
just
not
the
include the
regular
playoffs. It's
season.
just the
Does
regular
not include
season.
the playoffs.
Right. You are going to run through the regular season with, if you feel you want to keep going all the way, and you're going to figure this TV change out right at the end, go right ahead. But if you want to be smart and you want to be fair also, you will do this before the end because, like, Tim's about to go say to you, you will need time to adjust to a new TV anyway. So it'd probably be best to do it as soon as possible. And you want to be ready for the playoffs, right? And once the playoffs starts, we're not going to be dicks. Somebody saying, hey, I can't go and make that change. It's not in my budget, so on and so forth. It's going to come back now to what we just said before. If you're looking to be invited to future leagues and leagues that we run going forward, there's got to be a trust level. And it's got to be a trust level that you will stay within the reins of what we think is fair for everyone. And we're not going to chase people down. We're not going to say you're doing this, or we're not going to say you're doing that, because we believe you're fair, upstanding guys that's just trying to do the best thing for you to win. But we know everyone. We are able to evaluate games, and we can tell where guys are off the base that we want them to be on. And then if you see another league goes on and you're sending texts and saying, hey, how come I can't get an invite? This video should be enough for you to understand that's why you're not getting the invite. No love lost. You're cool. We cool. But it's just too hard to keep you within the baseline. And if I can't keep you within the baseline, I'm not going to stress you. I'm not going to stress myself.
These particular TV guys, these no-name brands, these Vizios, we talked about, input lag, milliseconds, ratios. We've set a criteria to 20 milliseconds, or higher. We've done a fairly decent job of trying to get everybody above that 20, but we are, what guys don't understand is we are statistical nerds. We watch and we focus on all of the stats, and we see that these TVs are producing some stats in certain categories that are just above and beyond realistic. And they're putting these guys in great positions to win a lot of games. If it was a little bit more balanced in terms of these numbers, then we wouldn't be saying anything. But it's not.
And I want to just interrupt you for a quick second, Tim. Key factor is we're setting the leagues, and based on how we're setting the leagues, we've never been able, or never even gotten in depth to the point to set the leagues for these specific players or these specific setups. Let me not target the players for these specific setups. So these no-name brand TVs and these Vizios, we haven't been if we set a league for those types of setups, it probably will be legend. It probably would be dropping down a whole bunch of shit, and then the rest of the guys will probably hit 100. And we're not setting the league we're setting the league for the majority. So the majority,
Right.
we have the league set for the majority, which benefits the guys with these Vizio setups or no-name brand TV setups. Go ahead, Tim. Sorry.
No, and this is really what we're trying to explain. Like, we're trying to fit a 26-man league into a criteria that's about this
Yeah.
big. And if we can keep everybody within these two line periods, then it's a level playing field. But as soon as you start talking about these no-name brand televisions, those Vizios, you're starting to bring these players outside of that realm and bringing them into a situation where they're kind of out of the league's criteria.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they're putting them in a really, really great position to be successful year in and year out. Possible, lots of money involved, possible, lining your pockets with thousands of dollars of money that other guys are fighting for with a much higher lag ratio, and they're struggling a lot more, and they're battling every game, and they're scratching and they're crawling and they're doing everything they can within the rules to win. And we got these guys with these Vizios that are up here on that scale, and they're just plowing through everybody. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, you're talking to somebody that's got myself. I have a Sony Bravia 65-inch television. It's the lag ratio on it is 23 milliseconds, which is
we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
3 milliseconds above our criteria. And I am hitting as a team 314 right now, and within the top 5 or 10 in almost all of the offensive categories. So, and that's where we're saying we want to stop it. Vizios can take that to a whole nother level, and you could be hitting, 300, 320, 340, who knows, with a lot of home runs, a lot of awesome offensive production, making it very difficult for opponents to be able to counter that via pitching and via defense. And it's just very difficult, guys. So you have to understand that we're trying to really, combine this league with a bunch of different talent and different setups and try and get it within this certain criteria. You know what I mean? Do not take it personal. Do not make it look like we're headhunting you or witch hunting you. We're really trying to get as balanced of a league as we can for the fairness of the guys that are, might be, consistently, lower end and in the lower part of the standings year in, year out. That's going to continue until we can get everybody within this criteria, and that's what we're fighting to do. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure that everybody's within that, so that everybody can have fun and have an equal chance to beat anybody else in this league. And that's baseball, guys. You can't just put on, hook up a Vizio and be like, I'm unbeatable. Like, you can't beat me. You're only going to beat me 17 times in 114 games. You know what I'm saying? It's not realistic. That's really what it comes down to.
It becomes a bit, like you said, it becomes a bit unrealistic where a guy's like, he's always 7-8 runs a game. Like, come on. Then you bring it really looks like a video game now, and we get out of sim style baseball, which is the fun we want to have. We want to be able to have some nice little one run battles, 2-run battles, and we can't have it. And it is not that you're doing anything wrong. So that's the next thing I keep saying. We want guys to know you're not doing anything wrong. You're putting yourself in the best position to win. You've been researching. You did some things here and there. But we right now, for the majority of players that we have, aren't able to set up the league balanced enough to include you. So include the setup, not you. We can include you. You're always welcome, but just not the setup. And that's what the message we're trying to get across, that the setup is beyond the scope of what we're able to allow for a even enough playing field for everyone. And I hope everyone can understand that it's not targeted. It's just beyond the scope. We cannot set the settings um, that will be fair for the other guys and still balanced enough to give you a challenge. We'd like to give you a challenge as well. We can't have you just sitting here dropping 8,
Right.
7,
Every
9 runs
time
every
we
day.
every time we adjust a slider in the league, it's adjusting numbers, averages. It's adjusting home runs. It's adjusting how often you make contact with the ball, how often you strike out. All these things we have control over. So if you throw in a TV that allows you to basically do anything you want, that takes the setup and throws it out the window.
Yeah.
And it puts you above, in a level that is well above our what we're looking to have here. So, try to understand
it's only
that,
fair.
that concept.
It's only fair.
It's
only
it's
fair.
totally fair. Oh,
it's only fair. And now going into I'm going to skip over E for a bit because F connects to what we're talking about right now with D, with the TV setups. And it's just mentioning, Tim mentioned his setup on where we had set the sort of the bar was 20 milliseconds. Now, the trick is, Tim and some of the guys that are at that low end are hitting really good, and they're hitting 300 and so on and so forth. But their success rate is because of the majority of the guys in the league are not close to this low bar, the perfect bar. So the perfect bar we want everyone to be between is like, 20 to mid 30s on the millisecond lag. And we have a test now that we're going to be pushing everyone to do before the start of the playoffs, so you can get that true millisecond delay on your TVs. And this is where we want to be, to where we can play the game on Hall of Fame and not touch the setup. We've really touched one thing on hitting this year, and it was really to help. And I'm at fault. I'm one of the guys that's playing at like a 120 or 70 milliseconds input lag with game mode on. And the reason why, contact is up 1 is to compensate for guys like me that are a bit far out of this low range of 20s to 35, which would be ideal. Because if you look at it, if we left the contact at default, it looks like these guys like Tim and some of these guys that are hitting 300, those are the guys that are right near this 20 to 35 millisecond right rate. If we put the contact to default, it's likely that these guys will drop 20 points and be within major league averages of,
which would still lead the league, but would be 280, 290 versus 310, 320
to instead of 320 and 340. So, and we always want to play the league on Hall of Fame and not touch anything. So it seems that these guys are more on the setups that we all should be on, right? And if you were to debate,
guys,
who should it be? Should it be these guys in the 20s, 30s coming up to a 40, 50, 70 millisecond rate? Or should it be the guys in the 40s, 50s coming down to these TVs with the 20, 30s? Well, it's showing you that we adjusted contact and the numbers are only slightly off. Like, these guys are just above 300. And these are talented players that have always led the league. So
Correct.
A talented player that would lead the league should be about 20, 30 points off. You knock contact back to default, I think that's what you're going to get. So it looks like, us guys now that are in the 70s, 45, 50 input millisecond lags delay, we're all batting 270 and under. So that shows, and the contact is up and we're still batting 270 and under with bumping stuff up. You understand? Right. So it's showing us that we need to bring ourselves closer to these 20 millisecond lag TVs, and we touch nothing on the Hall of Fame. We get in there and kick ass. The pitching, we're fine with adjusting it for now because they're throwing us a new curveball. What the new curveball is, and guys are complaining, well, I keep throwing shit down the middle, is we're not used to these guys making us pitch differently per pitcher. One guy, you hit the line, you go on the meter, you go up one time and you hit the line. You pick the location where you want to pitch. You go up and you come back. Boom! You hit that exact spot where you picked. Another guy, it runs in. Another guy, it runs away, and you start bitching. I hit my mark. No, I believe that the makers have done something right now, based on Garrett Cole, who's got a 90 control on his fastball. He hits the line, it should go there. Based on another type of pitcher that has a 65, 70, it's not gonna go, it's gonna go close, but not
Correct. Guys,
exactly
you can't,
there. You
there's two
have to figure
factors
that
that
out
go
now.
into,
You have to
right,
figure out where your margin of error is with each one of your pitchers. Like, every
right.
time this guy, even when he hits the line, he's away. He runs in. His fastball runs away. His fastball runs in. You have to now adjust where you place that ball marker and where some guys you might be better off hitting it early. Some guys you might be better off hitting it late. And it's like I'm banging my head against the wall telling these guys this, and I'm like, should I be telling them this? Because it's
It's
helping
not
them
only
out to
that,
compete
guys.
with me
It's
better.
not only that. The
You should have figured this out.
the control attribute and the clutch attribute are two
Yes.
very, very
Yes.
key attributes in this
Yes.
conversation.
Yes.
That's what
Yes.
people are missing. If your clutch is low, you're not going to be able to make a clutch pitch in a clutch situation.
Yeah.
Okay. If your control is low and your clutch is low, and you're a closing pitcher, good
Yeah.
luck trying to close out a
Yeah.
game when you got guys on base and the heat is on and your controller is vibrating, with
Yeah.
a heart, beat.
And don't say I hit my
That's the
mark, but it
type of
didn't go
moments
there.
that your pitchers are going to make a mistake if you have
Yeah.
a low clutch and a
Yes.
low control.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
the game got it right this year.
Yes.
It finally got it right. I
They
admit,
did. They got
I
it dead on.
100% agree with King on
They
that.
got it dead on.
They got it right.
It's nothing for you guys to complain about. There's adjustments within every one of your pitchers. Don't you think of that? Wouldn't that be a video game? Just every fucking pitcher I put up there, all I gotta do is hit a fucking line, and he hits, and it goes there every single time. Isn't that stupid? That doesn't make sense. That's not challenging. In real life,
That's not
that doesn't
baseball.
happen. That's not
There's
baseball.
thousands of times where pitchers have released a ball and said, "Ooh, that felt really good," and guess what? It didn't go where I wanted it to go,
Yeah.
man. Okay, so
So you do
you
the
gotta
work.
deal
Go
with that.
figure the
That's-
shit out. Go
Yeah.
figure out which one of your guys are. Yo, even if I hit the mark, his shit goes right, his shit goes left, his shit goes down, his shit goes up. You have to figure it out. That's the challenge. That's what makes this whole league fun. I've been doing that shit, and it's frustrating because even when you figure it out, you don't get what you want. But that's the fun of the game. That's why it makes it balanced with the hitting. We shouldn't have to touch the hitting, and it's balanced, and guys wouldn't have to hit 200. Because if a guy is sitting here and all he has to do is just time up a fucking line, good luck trying to hit him. And just to go back now on the second point of the TVs, we have allowed guys. Some guys have been using 2 TVs, or some guys have had situations where they're changing TVs. But as long as you're above that marker of the 20 milliseconds, you're fine with you're fine with going back and forth on whatever TV you feel comfortable with. When we say no changing TVs, it's going to be now to the guys with the Vizios and the no-name brands, because we have allowed some of these guys to get some time to update their TVs, and they might have updated their TVs, and we feel like because they felt we have allowed the Vizios and the no-name brands, you go into a losing slump, they might say, let me go back to that Vizio to get myself right and win a couple of games. It's done. It's over. We are watching the uploads. We are taking notes of it. We can tell when somebody, I play you game 1, I play you game 3, you're on every fastball game 3, game 1, you're late about 60, 30% of the time. I don't have to say anything, man. I'm not going to come here and chase you down. I'm not your father. I'm not your mother. Nobody's there to, beat you over the head. We just want you to be respectable enough to do the right thing and be within compliance. These no-name brand TVs and Vizios are phasing out as fast as possible. We expect you guys to work your best to do that with us and keep uploading your games. We're going to get to that next. And then I'm going to go back. I'm going to be in a little tangent here. One of the guys mentioned, I'm also on the chat. One of the guys mentioned what about the guys that take like 30 seconds to pitch? You got the guys that going back on the coming set. So I do want to mention something on that. Some guys do pitch strategically real slow. This is more of a courtesy because you're not doing anything really wrong, but there's a lot of things going on in people's lives. Me, for one, I've said it to a few guys in the league, like, we expect games to go an hour and a half. And if I have to sit here and you're going to take, 15 seconds to send me one pitch, there's a lot of things going on you don't know what's going on with everyone within their lives. They might try to schedule a game within that expected time frame of the game going 1 hour, not expecting to play you for 2 hours. You got a baby here, you got people coming over, life is happening. So out of respect and courtesy of everyone having, a busy life, I would like everyone, we're asking everyone to extend that courtesy to sort of keep it within a good time frame, keep it within a 1 to 5 seconds you sending a pitch down the chute. It shouldn't be about 10, 9, 10, 15 seconds every pitch. Not even that, it's not playable. I can play it. I can sit there, I clear my schedule. I'll still play the same way. I'll still be able to be successful. I'm not worried about it. But sometimes time doesn't allow you to do this, So just that, I just wanted to mention that because guys just talked about it in the chat on the video. But going back to the Vizios and the no-name brands. So Vizios are now phased out of our leagues. We're now allowing no Vizios, every TV must be a brand name, Samsung, Sony. We don't want to hear none of these Japanese name TVs. The TCL is on the same shit.
What about the size? Tell them about the size, King. Tell them about the size. Don't forget about the size.
40, sorry. The minimum we set was 40-inch. We had guys come with 32. We bend a little, and we gave you guys a little bit of time to get up to par. Some guys with 32, inch TVs. You are now on the list with the phased out Vizios and no-name brands. You have until the end of the season to get in compliance. We're not gonna shoot you in the head. We're not gonna say, hey, you must, I'm gonna kill you type shit. Just so you know, we're looking at this as you don't want to be fair, and we have to fight you, and we will never invite you. You will be Pete Rose and that's who I am. I will Pete Rose you. I wouldn't have to do anything. I wouldn't deal with you anymore. I don't like to have to fight with people. I don't think I should have to fight with people. I respect everybody. I rather respectively disagree and we go our separate ways. So
this is all within the realm of fairness. This is all within the realm of fairness. If you're a fair person, so there is no, oh, you guys are headhunting or witch hunting. No, this is trying to keep a firm level of fairness in this league, and that is what King and I are here to do. There's nobody else here to make sure this happens. That's our job, okay? You don't pay us to do this because we do this for free, believe it or not, okay? But we are very passionate about this, if you guys can't tell, okay? So again, please comply. We're asking you to comply, okay?
And you've paid your way, and you've done your due diligence for this season. Don't get me wrong. If you still can't get up to compliance, and you feel like I can't spend the extra cash, so on and so forth, just so you know, we're not gonna kill you. You might be able to finish the season, but I mean, don't look for a call back next year. That's all it is. I mean, it's no disrespect. It's just we've chosen to look the other way now from now on. I'm gonna stop the share screen on the topics, and I'm gonna go quickly now to the share screen of the YouTube channel showing guys, we want you guys to be uploading games. And this is part of the rules. We said everyone should be uploading games. I've been doing the work. Tim's been doing the work. We created a playlist for everyone. We created channels for everyone to post their games. Now it's like, okay, it's too much work for guys to post every single game. So, you don't have to save the game to YouTube, then grab the link and post it in the channel. It's too much work for you. Tim and myself, we have personally been sorting your games. You upload them, we sort your games out. We created a playlist for everyone, and we just drop your games in the playlist. You can see here. You see all the names. You see Angels, Rangers. You see the team names and how many games are in there. We're not gonna kill you if you miss a game or two. Sometimes a glitch happens, but you guys can see as best as possible. You should be in near the 60, 50s. There's some guys that's falling way off. It's here. Look at all the
Man,
game list.
Pancake's got 3 uploads total. Come on, Pancake, you got to step up.
Come on, work
Man,
a little bit
I'm gonna
better. If you
straight
need
call
some
these guys
assistance,
out. These are the numbers we're looking at. ATL Braves, 16 uploads, bro. Step it up, kid.
come on.
We can
we'll
go down
call
the
you. We'll
line.
call you.
The numbers are all there. We got them all there, buddy. That's the thing
If
you
you
guys
need
don't
help,
understand. We do our
we will
homework,
help.
guys. We're seeing this. We're watching this. Okay. There's no getting around this. There's no excuses. There's nothing. We do the homework to show you guys what you are and are not doing. Okay. That's, that is hard work.
And this shit takes time. This takes time to put it
Takes
in
a
all
ton
these
of time.
playlists. We're doing the extra work. We're not only following the rules that we said. We're doing the extra work for you. We're giving you a little boner every step of the way. Okay, these guys, they don't want to drop the games in there. We're doing
let
this
me
for
take a step out of being a commissioner and being an owner of a team. I don't want all of you to have 70 different videos to look at for me, and then I don't have any to look at for you. Okay, you can go ahead and scout me. I've got all 70 of my games up there, fellas. Okay, and then I go to look for your videos, and then I got nothing. Well, you know what? I'm not feeling that, guys. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing the work. I'm giving you guys the opportunity to see my videos, to watch, to scout me. Where's your scout? Well, how can I scout you if you only got 3 videos up there of yourself? Come on, guys. You guys got to step it up. That's part of the rules. We offer
better, man.
this is a huge aspect of the league. We want to see your games. We want to see what you're doing. We want to see how your games are playing out. We are watching.
This is how we make the league better, man. This is how
exactly. You guys have to play your part in order for this league to be as good as it is. And there's some guys that are slacking. So and we're gonna get on you guys about this. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to do all this stuff, guys, don't join the league. Don't pay the $150. It ain't gonna hurt our feelings. Okay. But if you want to join, you want to be a part of this, there are things that need to happen. Okay. Simple as that, really.
Topic number 2, trades in the trade deadline. So we set the trade deadline. We forgot to put this out to you guys, but we feel there's still a lot of time left still that you can still make some deals. The trade deadline is at game number 81 or the end of series 27. You guys know we have a full schedule / calendar that we took a lot of time out to put out there for you guys. So that's September 7th is the trade deadline, midnight. Work your best to get all your deals in. We understand now that guys are struggling with all the process and it's a whole bunch of shit. So again, we're throwing a boner out to you now. Line B here is we're now gonna assist you guys in building your trade. We're gonna create a channel for player cards, whatever the fuck we want to call it. We're gonna create a channel for Sony is Japanese. That's Jay sending that in the text. Very funny, Jay. Thank you for the recognition. But Sony is allowed. Sony TVs are allowed. Japanese no-name brand, Jay. Not just any Japanese. But I'm gonna create a channel. Tim and I are gonna work on this, and you can just drop some names in a text to myself and Tim. And if you want us to put out the player card where we do the DL points and all that stuff for you, I don't have a problem. Big fucking deal. I'll do a maximum. We'll do about 5 players for you. Just send us the players, and will give you the DL points, and that's halfway through your trade right there. If you know the points on about 5 players that you want to move, you should be able to go talk to somebody. So go ahead and match that up once we set that for you. So you got from now, what, August 15th until September 7th, and we're here to help you. All right.
Honestly,
So
I wasn't
moving
a huge
quickly
fan.
on.
I wasn't a huge fan of this idea, but King wants to be able, wants to be able to give you guys more of an incentive to try and make a trade. Again, we're doing a lot of work for you guys. So if you want to make a trade, make it happen, guys, because this, the trade deadline's probably another month away, King? Or is
Yeah,
it September?
a little less than a month, September 7th. So like
Less than a
3
month.
weeks.
So, if anybody wants to make some upgrades, make it happen, because once the trade deadline goes by, that's the team you're riding or dying with into the playoffs. So go ahead.
Just send me and Tim. Send it to me only if you want. I don't really give a shit. I'll do a lot of them on Saturdays, Sundays when my times is just watching baseball and playing with the daughter. I'll just sit there with the laptop and I'll just spit out some player cards with their rank, and you guys and all the other team owners will be able to see it because it'll be on Discord. So maybe guys will start to say, "Oh, I want that guy." You're looking to trade him. So we're here to help you guys. And with that said, let's try to do one right now. There's a trade currently that should be under review. It's between Gigi, and I was gonna bust those guys' bubble when I was gonna say, "Hey, Al Duque has already made 2 trades," but he hasn't. But he might have gotten denied on a trade or something like that. I just seen his name so many times. But Gigi or XD's nuts, and the owner of the Padres, and Al Duque, the owner of the Blue Jays, have agreed to trade. It is Michael Fulmer and Derek Fisher. I have my Excel sheet up to show you guys. So I'll do this little part, and then once I type in the numbers, Tim and I will give our votes. He'll give his opinion, and I'll give my opinion. So here it is. Here's the player cards little template I work with. We got a pitcher and a batter from the Blue Jays. I'm not going to color these. Might be a little bit too much work. But actually, I don't have to do the work. They did the work their damn selves. Nice. So we got Michael Fulmer as an 8.5 on this deal. 71 overall. And Derek Fisher is a 64 overall with 5 DL points. Now, the reason why I do put all of these players into the player card, because we sort of want to look at the player themselves. We want to look at the player. So I'm gonna take a 5-second break. Maybe Tim can do this. I want to just take a look at the player card itself on the game, because it also helps us to analyze a trade. We use this in analyzing the trade. We dig into the left and right splits, hitting splits on batters, and we dig into the defense and so on and so forth, and also the pitching numbers. So I'm gonna just grab that real quick and be right back. Give me about 2 minutes to load up my PlayStation, and I'll post this screen on here. So we'll talk about the average numbers, which is the DL points, and the overall in the game. That's the average. So the DL points is the average on what the player can do, and the overall is the average of what MLB San Diego Studios think the player is. But then the actual numbers splits needs to be looked at as well. So let me just grab that real quick. Tim, I'll be back 2 minutes. I'm just going to turn on my PlayStation and take 4 pictures and come back to share it with the guys here.
Right now, AARP's work is more important than ever. Access to healthcare, affordable prescription drugs, opportunities to save for the future. That's what AARP fights for because that's what everyone deserves.
Daddy, did you know what I did?
What's up, baby?
I gave away one of my stuffed animals to Lonnie.
Oh, did you? That's
Mhm.
nice. That's nice of you.
It's it was Lola, the rainbow little
Yeah.
the
Okay.
rainbow lamb.
Okay.
I gave it away to her.
Just so you guys know, we're gonna be, kind of giving you guys a little bit of an idea of what the team selection process for next year will be. I'm excited for you guys to see that. It's a new way to fairly, distribute the teams. And I think you guys are gonna like that, including the playoff picture going into the second half of the season. We're gonna run that down to you towards the end of this video. So just stay tuned. Stay tuned in. King's just coming back now after taking those picks. We are looking at a rundown of the team selections, the playoffs. What else do we have here? We talked about the trade deadline, which is on Series 27, September 7th. So we're on the second, probably about another 15, 20 minutes on this video, and we'll be done. Lot to talk about, obviously. Wanted to give everybody a heads up and a props. Most of the guys, the majority of you have done a great job in getting all your games in, communicating, compromising, completing your series on time. We appreciate that. Obviously, that's a huge part of this. I do want to explain to guys that we did put a criteria of 3 sub games per team for the year. I know that was kind of optimistic, but we really felt like the ownership lineup this year, allowed us to do this. But we have had a couple of guys ask for several more games to be subbed. We just asked that not to take advantage of this option. We really don't want other players playing for you. So if there's a way that, you can play your own games and get the majority of them done on your own, that would be highly recommended. Obviously, emergencies, that's what those 3 games are really for. But some guys have exceeded that. So we just ask you to be careful if you've gone over the 3 games substitution criteria, to just please try and do your best to finish out the season on your, with you playing all the games and not using the sub option, because it makes it difficult for us. If you do need a sub, please give us as much of a heads up as possible. Communication is obviously super huge in this entire league. So, as soon as you make the decision in your mind that you're going out of town, just throw us a text, let us know, even if it's a week, in advance, or whatever the case may be. Then throw us another reminder while, a day or two leading into the day that you're leaving, just out of respect for us, so that we can do our best to give us time to find a sub for you. But again, there's only 3 games we're supposed to give you guys. And some of these guys have gone well over that. So, just try to do your best. The guys that, are over that 3 game threshold, just do your best to, clamp down and play and get your series done and play them yourselves. Play the games yourself. All right. We appreciate that. It's been a great season for all of us. I honestly, have watched a lot of the videos, watching a lot of great games, some really dramatic endings, some great pitching, great hitting, just all around. It's really been fun to watch. It's also been fun to play as an owner. My schedule in particular everybody, I realized everybody has the same schedule in terms of how often you play somebody or how many times you play somebody, but just the order in which the teams that I faced were in was very, very difficult for me. Even with the Dodgers, and I know everybody's like, oh, you got one of the best teams in the game. Man, if you knew how much I battled with all these players, and just scratched and crawled and have come, had some really great close matchups. I'm not sweeping a lot of guys. Guys are pulling games out on me.
Oh, I'm back,
It's
I'm
just
back,
been a
I'm
lot
back.
of
Sorry for
fun.
the
It's been a
delay.
lot of fun.
Yo,
But King's back now.
I'm
So
back.
just talking about the season, King, and getting,
Yeah,
the 3 game substitution criteria we have, just getting into
nice.
that and letting them know, try not to go over that. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Other than that, go ahead and keep
I'm
doing what
bringing
you're
this
doing.
trade up here so we both can take a look at it. I'm gonna email myself, and I'll share it. I'll share the screen with everyone, and you can see it. So we have let's see, we have these guys already agreed on the trade. They posted the DL points and the overalls, but we always go through the player attributes also in the game, and we build these player cards, and we are able to see more full view of what's happening with these players. So let me go into my Gmail and let me do a refresh, and I'll share this with you, and we both can give our vote. If we need the third vote or a fourth vote, the Nationals owner is our third vote, and Too Hot is our fourth. Seems like that email ain't reached me yet. Refresh. Hit it send. Let me go to my sents. Oh, here we go. Here you got here. Oh, only 3? I sent 5 pictures. So let's see who I got here. So let me just download these bad boys to my computer so we can take a look at it. Let's download this guy, and this guy. And let me see who I'm missing. So I got open up Sesame here. Come on. So I got Javi Guerra. I got Carl Quantrill. I got Adrian Morajan. So I got all the players coming from XD's Nuts. And now let's see, where's my pictures of Michael Fulmer. And there we go, Michael Fulmer and Derek Fisher. So let's email those two. And let's vote on this damn trade. Trade it. Oh, shit, to myself. Now, after this trade process here, we do have some dope news to talk about. We've sort of come up with a new team selection process. I just want to preview that so guys can stay on the video. The team selection process is, we've been listening to you guys that have mentioned that the process could be more fair. So we've gotten a bit more fair on it. And we hope you guys like it. So Panda is talking about what the playoffs looks like. We have that for the end of this video. So we're gonna go over the playoffs one more time, and there will be a page posted on this on a playoff setup. All right. So now let me just check my email for the Blue Jays player. Refresh. Did it send yet? Come on, you silly. Gmail. It doesn't want to send these Blue Jays players, huh? Gmail. Let me send this one more time. What? How's the from coming up now? Refresh. Come on. Inbox. Jesus, that took forever. Oh, so it must still be sending 7 megs. Oh wow, this is a large file. Wait. I got my Wi-Fi on. Why isn't it sending it faster? All right, so it's syncing now. All right, Tim, I guess we can start talking about the first side of the trade, or the second side, whatever the hell we want to call it. We can talk about one side of the trade, the Padres end. And on the Padres end, he's sending 3 players. He's getting 2 players back. He is sending 14.25 points. He's receiving. You take a look at it in your Discord app, Tim.
Yeah,
He's receiving 13.5 points. So let's just go over the 3 players that Gigi's sending, and I'll share my screen. I'll share my screen on that. So let's share screen on these photos. Photos. Which one? They should let me share screen and all. All right, so let's go with this guy first. I don't know who it is until I get Carl Contrail. So he's sending a relief pitcher, a right-hander. Seems like a decent 96, 97 hard throwing righty. Stamina of 78, so it looks like a long reliever. His overall is 63. He's sending 263 overalls in a straight, and their DL points are pretty low, 5.5 and 4.5. I would guess because of those middle attributes there, the hits per 9, Ks per 9, walks per 9, and home runs per 9 are all in the 50s. But this guy's big ability is stamina and velocity. A hard throwing long reliever that lacks control and hits for 9. So that's one. That's his best piece. That's 2. He has 2 best pieces in this trade on the Padres. Let me go to the next one. That's Carl Contrail, and he's a 5.5. That's the highest player he's sending. The next guy is also a 63 overall. Let me see if that is who I'm at. Javi Guerra, of course. Nope, I'm going to the lowest guy in the trade. And his stamina, he's also a hard-throwing right-handed reliever. He doesn't his walks per 9, so this guy lacks a lot of control. He's gonna be wild. He can pitch about 1 inning, and he's another 97, 98 hard-throwing guy. So he's giving up 2 strong bullpen pieces, and then they're one-hit wonders. They got one thing they can do. And then if we look at the last guy, I guess Adrian is a starting pitcher. And why does it move that? Is that
Morjon?
Yeah, Morjon. That's call again. Let's go find Adrian. Adrian, is he this pitcher? How the hell 2 times I sent Carl Contrail? So something was wrong here. Let me look at my pictures. Maybe I got that open up twice. Let's close it. I don't need to see him twice. Share screen goes away. So here he is. He's here. So somehow I got to figure out how to share it. So share screen again. There's only 2 photos now. One of these got to be this. That's Javi. That's Adrian. Share. So here's Adrian. He's a starting pitcher. Also 78 stamina. Interesting.
He's a lefty.
Lefty,
He's a
which is
lefty.
always good to have.
Yeah,
And
that's
a
important.
lefty,
That's
southpaw. Well, he's got 4-seam, curveball, changeup, 2-seam, 3 pitches, really, 2 fastballs.
I tell you, lefty bullpen guys are tough to find these days.
Yeah. Well, this is a starting pitcher.
Oh, he's a
So
starter.
the other 2 bullpen pieces were right-handed, yeah. And all of his middle attributes, this is why he's a 4.5 overall. His middle attributes, hits per 9, Ks per 9, control, it's all wild. He's a stamina, hard-throwing guy. I guess Al Duque will be having to figure that out. So let's see what Al Duque is giving up for a bunch of stamina, hard throwers. Right, so let's see if my email is in there now because the other players were sort of, I guess. The file was huge. Inbox. Refresh the inbox. It's freaking Gmail, buddy. Come on. Syncing mail. You syncing too long. Oh, let me turn off Wi-Fi. Maybe that'll do it.
That's another thing we didn't talk about. Okay,
What's that?
the Wi-Fi, the keeping family off Wi-Fi while they're
Oh, yeah,
playing.
we sort of breezed over it, but we need to go
Did we?
back to it.
Mm.
So
think it's
going forward,
important
it's important for us to mention this also on the setup. It's in the setup section of our discussion here, our talking points. The guys with the low uploads, and now who are those guys? We're now into the world of where upload speeds are 10 and higher. So if you're under 10, and that's giving a bone there. If you're pushing near 10, okay. If you're pushing near 10 and under 10, we're asking you guys to make sure you keep the family off the Wi-Fi as best as possible. It is causing guys on the other end struggles on their meters. And if you want to be fair, you want to give the fairest competition throughout the leagues, at best, we would hope you guys somehow, not have guys on YouTube, not have family members on YouTube and all these other video streaming software while you're playing a game, because it affects the game, and we won't want to waste our time arguing about this. It's just you're just going to force us to now just not invite guys with upload speeds that are low. So the more
we don't want to do that. The game can run. The game can run well
5, 6, 7,
with
8.
on a 3 or 5 upload. But if you have somebody on Netflix watching a movie, you're taking probably 2 to 2.5 to 3, upload speeds, upload megabytes per second upload to be able to handle that without it buffering. So you're taking away from your connection essentially. And then it devalues the game, the experience of the game. You know what I mean? For not only yourself, you might not notice it on your end, but I guarantee you, if you're hosting the game and you're the one that sends the game, hosting is another very important thing, guys. You got to understand it. If you host the game, you're the one that sent the challenge. You are the host, so you are carrying the game load. The game load is on your connection. So you need to be aware of that and do your best. And like I said, it's tough. You got 4 or 5 kids at home on their phones, on the Wi-Fi, watching Facebook or doing Snapchat, whatever the case may be. I mean, it's retarded what can go on one network in a family home. So, do your best, obviously. I hate to be Hitler. I personally, have 100 to 125 down on average to, between 15 and 30 up. And I still tell my wife, my son, and my daughter to get off the Wi-Fi on their phones and everything. And I run straight through hardwired to my router, and everything. So it's just, I'm hardwired and the Wi-Fi still takes away from that. So you got to understand that and try and compensate your best you can, and play, times where the low end part of people in your house are on. If you can, if you have to tell your parent, kids to get off for 45 minutes to an hour, so be it. If you can't do that, I understand, but we'd appreciate if you could try and do your best. That's what we
Yeah,
ask. Just your
this is a
best to do that.
competition. Don't forget, this is a money level competition, and you have to be fair. We're
Yeah,
not all just
like,
playing for our casual fucking fun here. If you, by any
Hmm.
means, don't bring top level type of, you know, setup, internet, and play, then you're just saying, you know what, I don't really care about the league that much. People that don't really care about the league that much shouldn't be playing. That's how I feel about it. Don't just say, okay, don't be cavalier. I'm I'm a maniac at this. I'll always see it. Because I go into the details. So trust me, if it's there, I've seen it, and I'm not gonna argue with you. I don't argue with guys too long. I just mention something, and then it's like, you know what? If we're gonna have to fight you with this, well, why you have to be stressed? Why we have to be stressed? You know. So let's all try to bring. You want to be fair to your opponent. You don't want guys don't you don't see in the major league guys are like they're playing a game, and then they while I'm pitching I let my daughter and son just run across the field, and you got to deal with that, and then when the opponent is playing, he gives you the respect that none of that is happening. you know so just do your best, because this is not just we're stepped into the lane of high level competition for money, and it's only the due respect that you do these things. And if you're just cavalier about it, don't worry about it. It's not affecting the game. Then you're just
it's a
really showing that you
disrespect.
don't.
It's a
Yeah,
disrespect to everybody
yeah.
else
You
in the
don't respect
league
what we
and
got
me
going
and
on.
King for all the work that we've done to put this
Yeah,
together. So, like I said, it's really, it's really important, guys, to pay attention to this from now on.
yeah.
This is something that kind of goes underneath, and people don't really see what they're doing or what's going on in their family's house, how much it affects the game and what you're playing. So if you can limit that as much as possible, the activity on your network while you play. Again, games average between 50 to 90 minutes long. It's not crazy amount of time. You should be able to clear your network out for the game at least. When it comes to the playoffs, we're going to be
Yeah.
real pushing this, guys. Really. I mean, it's so
Yeah.
important.
Yeah,
But
that's what
that's
I'm
that's it. I mean,
saying.
you don't want to beat a dead horse.
I got
Move on.
yeah, yeah. We ain't gonna beat a dead horse. All right, I got the second part of that trade, and here we go. I'm gonna share the screen. It's two photos of the players involved. Here we go. So here we go on Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher is now what you got here. You got a speed guy with awful contact. Jesus, 24 and 38. And the game doesn't show Fisher any love. He's a better hitter than that. A little bit of pop, but no contact. He's also got shit for vision and clutch. You don't keep him in the game late. He's got a little bit of speed and defense, and that's about it. So the strength of this trade we know is not Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher is going back to the Padres. The Padres is giving up some decent talent, but we see it's not super talent going on any which way on this trade, both sides. So let's see what he's getting in Michael Fulmer. Michael Fulmer is the legit piece. He's a solid 87 stamina. Nope, he's about the same when it comes to the middle sort of stats. Hits per 9, Ks per 9, walks, home runs per 9, a little bit more clutch and a little bit more control, and the pitcher's coming back. And he's definitely got the velocity at 95, 96 with a good break on the stuff that he's bringing out. 2 fastballs, a slider, and a change. From this end, it looks like a very solid trade to me. I mean, I'd evaluate it. The only alarming part is it looks like a little bit of something for nothing because of I never like seeing a trade where you got a guy and overall the separation on one of the players in here. You look at the separation on Michael Fulmer. The best player going one way is 8.5, and the best player coming back is 5.5. All right, so you're not gonna have a perfect world where it's always gonna be that close, but that's 3 points separated. So it has a little stain of something for nothing for me, but because of the Padres are sending more overall points, but granted, more overall points are going to be there anyway because he's sending 3 players. But okay, so but the other players coming back have some of the parts of what he's getting in Michael Fulmer. So Michael Fulmer is coming to the Padres, which is stamina and velocity and break. And the 2 pitchers he's giving up, there's a long reliever with stamina. There's a starting pitcher with some stamina. 78 is not super great for a starter, but 78 on a long reliever is pretty good. And both of those pitchers have velocity on them, so that sort of evens out. So you see how I'm balancing out the trade decision. And then when it comes now to the middle attributes in the hits per nine, Ks per nine, they are evened out on both sides. So that's why the trade, even though that little stain is in there of the 8.5 and the 5.5, the best players, the trade is approved by me. That's my vote. What you got, Tim? What's your vote on this trade, the 3 for 2 here?
Yeah, I'm good with it. I'm good with
Yeah,
it.
it's within the range. It's within the 1 point range, too, which is also on our
I'm a big
website.
girl
So that's
now.
one of the first things we technically should be looking at on the website. What's the range that they should be within for 3 to 2? Let me just type it up, Dynasty Legends. And I'm gonna go over to, and I'm gonna
That's not
stop
how you
sharing on the photo. And I'm gonna start sharing on
brush your hair.
the
Come here, let me dry your hair a little bit.
trades. So here we go. A 3 for 2, they have to be between 0.5 and 1.75 BL points, which they are 0.75 away. So this trade is approved. We don't need a third vote. You got 2 upvotes. Fellas, you can make this trade complete in the regular season league and make this trade complete in the spring training league. Now we're going to have to do a little bit of backtrack on guys making the trade in the playoff league. We have another league, which is the playoff league. If you're not in that league, some guys aren't. You're going to have to get invited and get into that league. And if you have made a trade, you have to complete your trade within this league. So we'll be doing some work on that. We're at the halfway point. We're 1 series or a series and a half way in. So there's some time to get some of this stuff done. All right. So moving on, let's talk about something a little bit more upbeat. We considered, what you guys have been saying about the team selection process. We definitely thought it can be fair, more fair. And this is what we got. This is all parts of this is not a lock set right now. It's still in the makings, but this is what we got so far, and we are going to keep tweaking. So we wanted to I'll give you guys a little preface of how we got here. We wanted to sort of have, the better players not always at the forefront of getting the best teams, and we still want to be fair to where, so what, I can play good in the game. I can never get, the Yankees. I can never get my Yankees. I can never get my Indians. I can never get my Dodgers, so on and so forth. That shouldn't be. So that we can't be fair to one set of guys and then unfair to another set of guys. So this system we've created balances out that question and a lot more. We also want to give preference to the guys that are finishing low end in the leagues often, and we want to give them a chance at getting the better teams, because the current setup has them having to beat a better player, which is less likely that they will beat a better player to get a better team. So with that said, here's what we got. We are doing this off of a framework of 26-man league, which we have now. We might have a 27-man league in the future, or 24, depending on how many of these guys that don't want to comply. But we love having everybody in the league. We don't want to lose anyone. So we're thinking split up everyone based on how you finished this season into 4 groups. So from the World Series winner, who will be number 1 overall, down to the 7. So there's going to be some off-balance groups. There's going to be 2 groups with 6 players, which will be, if my mouse comes back, this group will have 7 players, and this group will have 7 players. It could work out that we have a 27-man league or 27 owners that want to play, and then we split it up into 3 groups of 9. But the basic framework is this: breaking the higher ranked players and grouping them together, and the players that rank middle of the pack, group them together, and the players that rank low end of the pack, group them together. And what's going to happen is we're going to put you guys, these groups are all going to play a WBC style, like how we did, where you only play 9 innings. If it goes to extra innings, you play only 1 inning, the 10th inning. We can have ties and so on and so forth. Very similar to the WBC. And the question now becomes, you'll get points just like the WBC: 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, and so on and so forth, 0 points for a loss. And now the question becomes, well, what fucking teams do you play with? Well, you know what? We're going to create some matchups. So let's say, for example, Group 1. It's got the World Series winner with the top 7 guys in the playoffs. Boom. We'll create 2 or 3 matchups. Let's just play it for sake, 2 matchups. The Orioles versus the Marlins. We'll set the starting pitchers. These 7 guys will all play each other twice. So when you play, let's say player A plays player B. Player A will play player B. The first time he plays him, he'll be the Orioles. The second time you play him, you'll be the Marlins. So this is now super fair, to the point where you'll play both sides of the spectrum, and you'll play 6 people, 2 times each. So that's 12 games. We'll end up having a rank system from 1 to 7. The tiebreaker will turn out to be runs scored. And then with that point system, we will then do the team selection. So now the team selections, we're gonna prefer the guys that are in Group 4 more. So that's the guys ranked at the end of the season. They ended the season at the bottom half of the playoffs. They ended the season 20 through. I'm going to share that screen. They ended season 20 through 26. So let me show you. This is not the page. Is this the page? Nope, this is not the page. So let's go to, where is that Excel sheet? Book 1. So why didn't that come up? So we have this Excel sheet that breaks it down. So the first round of the draft, we're gonna try to do like a weird snake here. The first round of the draft, you got guys in Group 4. These are the guys ranked 20 to 26. These are the guys that ended the season at the bottom end of the playoffs. So we want to give these guys a chance to get better teams. The first round, you played your whole WBC battle style group, and you rank first to 7th in this group, if you rank first, you will be the first overall pick in the league. There'll be 26 picks. If it's a 27-man league, it'll be 27 picks. You'll be the first overall pick if you ended up first within the lower half of the guys from this year's playoffs. You'll be the first overall pick. If you rank second, you'll be the 6th overall pick. And see, going all the way down. I can build this chart out if it's a 27, 28, 29, doesn't matter whichever league. So the guys in this group will always end up getting a good chance at getting a team. So in the seasons after this, we may change the format and mix it up a little bit more, but still giving the guys in group 4 a little bit of edge at getting a better selection than the rest of the groups. So it'll go guys in group 4 gets the first overall pick.
I was thinking we would do group 4 would get the first pick of the league, and then the first rank of group 3 would get the second pick, and then we would do it from there to there, jump it from there to there.
Yes, that's what it is.
And then go back to group 4. The second rank guy in group 4 would get like the 5th or 6th pick, whatever, 5th pick.
Right. So, but in the sake of mixing it up and being not uniform and always, okay, I'm in group 4, I have the best life, I just, you remember we said tanking, in the sake of not having the guys that are like, oh, I'll just lose so I can always get a good team. No, we're mixing it a bit. So if you won that group 4, you're the first overall pick, and going, so the first round will make sense. It'll go straight across. You're in group 4, you get the first pick. You're in group 3, you're the second. You're the guys that are like what, 13 or 14 to 19. You don't end high in the league you don't get a great payout and all of this stuff. You get the second overall pick. You in the second group, you're the guys ranked like 8 to 13. So you guys get the 3rd overall pick if you won this group. And then you're the guys now in group 1 that win the World Series or win a lot of money any which way. You get the 4th pick. So a 4th overall pick is still a solid team in the game. That's a solid team. And then going forward, going on down, we let group 3 pick first. And then we still show group 4 some love by letting them pick second here, right? You see that? So group 3 picks first. Everybody gets a chance to pick first in a round, right? So in the first round, group 4 gets to pick first. In the second round, group 3 gets to pick first. In the third round, group 2 gets to pick first. In the fourth round, group 1 gets to pick first. Still showing these guys, the proper love. And then only in the fourth round is where we go a reverse format and giving group 4, no extra love. But all through the first 3 rounds, group 4 still gets a really high pick. So in the second round, it's 5, 6, 7, 8. But group 3 picks first, you get the 5th. Now group 4 is getting some love. You got to pick 6th right after group 3. We should flip the order, but we didn't. We're showing group 4 some more love because these are the guys that are always at the bottom of the league or struggling or something like that. We want to give these guys a more chance. So you get the top 3 guys that here, they're getting good shots at getting a good selection. All right. So you got the first overall pick, the 6th overall pick, and the 10th overall pick. Really good teams in the major leagues are still here, 1, 6, and 10. And guys, the way they pick nowadays, it's still a good team might still be here in 22. I'd say when we did the analysis, we saw like between 20 and 22 teams are super solid to still play with in the majors right now. We don't know how it'll shape up next year based on how players move and so on and so forth. So between 1 and 5, the top 5 guys in this group 4 still get really good teams. They get a first pick, a 6th overall pick, a 10th pick, a 16th pick, and a 17th pick. All right? So these guys are still getting love, in this process. everyone else is still not being stung because, oh, you want to show the bottom of the league love, so now they get all the best teams in the league. No, we're not going to sting you. We're still going to be creative in how we mix and match this thing so that you still end up with good overall picks. If you're in group 3, you still end up with a 2nd, 5th, 11th, 15th, 18th. If you're in group 1, I'd say these 4 picks are still sick. 4th, 8th, 12th, and 13th. Still solid teams there. Same thing here for group 2. Right? And guys have to win their way playing both ends of a spectrum of a matchup. So it's not like, oh well, you set up the matchup, but I really suck with the Marlins. So there's no way I was always gonna end. No, you're gonna play both ends. So we're gonna keep trying. Maybe this is not the final draft. We'll always listen to more suggestions. So go ahead and feel free to send them. But this is what we got looking forward for next season. Team selection, mixing it up a little bit more. No longer just, beat a guy and you get the team. Now it's like the best play the best and rank up in there. And even though you rank up as the best play the best, you're still not getting the first overall best team possibly. But you never know. These guys in group 4 might say, oh, the Dodgers is the first overall best team, but I don't want them. I still love the damn Mets. So I'm going for the Mets. We don't know what's going to happen. All right. So this is still going to be fun, and this is going to be a way we work it for future seasons going forward. We're mixing it up a little bit more, and we're giving guys, we're preferring the guys at the lower ends, the guys that finish at the lower ends of our leagues, a chance to get better teams to finish higher starting next year. We may not do this every single year after that, but we'll mix it up. We'll have some funky setups with the snake. And that's it with I'll just go back to the Word document so we stay on our talking points. That's all what we're saying here with this new team selection process, blah, 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 blah. And then you see the chart on that Excel file. All right. And then outside of these notes, we want to just go over the playoff process one more time. I will post on the website this playoff ranking, just like how the standings is. I'll go on the website. I'll be building this pretty soon. Where is my Excel sheet? So let me share this playoff breakdown for you guys. Is it this one? Where's the other Excel sheet? There's 3 Excel sheets. Why isn't this one showing up? Okay, let me share this again. Here it is. All right, guys, here's the playoff breakdown again, one more time. The American League and the National League teams will do battle amongst your league. At the end of the season, we will know who's ranked first all the way to who's ranked 13th. The top 4 guys will get a bye into the first round. You will make it into the first round automatically. The bottom 5 to 13 ranked players will be playing preliminary rounds. They'll be playing qualifying rounds to get into the first round. Starting with the lowest ranks, the 13th and the 12th ranked teams will play a 1-game do or die battle. And we will decide what the loser of this match will earn. We have earnings for everywhere else throughout the playoffs. We will make a decision once we get to that time on the loser of this match. Then going in now to the qualifiers into the first round, we have an opportunity of making this 1-game matches or 3-game matches, where we're going to do a vote on the league and have the league decide. I will right now say it's going to be a 3-game match, and there's going to be no breaks. You'll have to play those games back to back to back, day after day after day. No 4-day schedule, 3 days to play this series. And
This is gonna be important, guys. Once these playoff
you
starts, we're gonna rip through them
still
really
put it
quick. There's gonna be no
so,
breaks.
but I'm
You might even consider that qualifying round, that one game, that very first between the 12 and 13 squeeze. We might even make you guys play a double header that day to get the next series started, so that we can get the series, get through the playoffs fairly quickly, keep it flowing,
Yeah.
and allow the 1 through 4 seeds not to have too much of a break, because
Yeah.
obviously rhythm and everything has a lot to do with doing well. So having too long of a break for the essential first round of the playoff is something that we're paying attention to. We don't want those 1 and 4 guys sitting too long. So these playing games and qualifying rounds, these are going to go quick. We're going to expect you guys to be available and get these games in at a high pace. So be ready for that. It's going to be dope though. Can't wait.
Yes. So then now getting into the first preliminary round. Before the first round, we will play the 1 or 3 games, whichever you guys want to vote for. I'm likely thinking everybody wouldn't want to just get knocked out 3 games if you ended up here, a 1-gamer. I mean, but I wouldn't mind it. It's either or. But we're fine with it being a 3-gamer. And then the losers of this round get $25. The winner in this round wins $30. Right? Now I have this numbers. I can't find the file, but I remember this good because my memory is pretty strong. I remember this whole setup pretty good. All I have to do is look at it. So the loser now of this qualifier gets $25. Thanks for playing. It's been solid. You've done great. See you next season. The winner gets $30 and keeps going. Now, going into the first round, we're doing a per game pot, per game price in the first round. And going forward, everything is per game. So per game, the wins you get per game, you can have any amount of win-loss based on this setup. So going into the first round, we're setting limitations though on some of these teams. So in the first round, there's a limitation on all the top ranked seeds, so that we keep these guys who made it into the second round a chance at earning more than $30. So the number 1 through 4 ranked guys are maxed out at $60. They can win in the first round. They automatically get $40. You automatically get $40 for making it into the prize for this round is $100 for all of these games, right? You automatically get $40 because the same goes for the losers. The same goes for the guys that are coming from the other rounds. They are maxed out at $60. So let's say you're a 1 to rank 4 team, you lose all 3 games, you get $40. Thanks for playing. You've been solid. The guy who came from the other round, he's got $30 plus a $60. I should say this is for all. This is not just for the 1 to 4 seed. Right? He gets the guys coming from the other series. He gets $30 from winning that series. Then he beats you 3 games here, and he gets another $60. Good job, all said and done. It doesn't matter how this series ends. If he beats you 3 straights, he gets $60. If he beats you 3 twos, he gets $60. If he beats you 3-1, he still gets $60, and you get the $40. So it doesn't matter how the series ends. The number 1 through 4 still should earn a respect for making it this far, and that's the $40. So you're guaranteed that. Now the difference is you're the number 1 through 4. and you sweep the guy 3 straight, you're only getting an additional $20, and then they get the $40. Their season is over. They got $70, and they're moving on. Great. Now, going into this round, you're also going to have a benefit by making this. There's a max dollar amount, and I have to go to the chart for that. Now, this is where my memory fails me. It's only in the third round. There is no max earnings. There's a max earning. I think this that $40. I think I did it to where the $40. I did the per game deal. I think I have it set to where, let's say you're a 1 to 4 rank and you make it over to the second round, you get swept 4 games straight. You don't want to just, I just end with $40 or I end with $60. No, you're for making it to the second round, you're gonna have a minimum earning of $40. I have it in a Word document on my files. I won't dive into it. It might be a minimum of 40 or 80, but I believe I didn't go as far as giving you 2 games in the second round. So I would say it probably is a minimum of 40. And then you would end your season with $100. If you made it over to this round, you should already have $60 if you're a 1 to 4 ranked team, and you're gonna get another 40, which gives you 100. It's just almost earning all your money back, $50 short, and good to go. If you win, if you take this series to the 7th game, is really good because that means you won $40 3 times. That's 120 plus your 60. You're at 180. You're in the plus. If you win 2 games, you're at 80 plus 60. You're at 140. Right. So the per game pot is pretty good. We like having that. It gives guys a bonus for winning, and then guys, if they get the sweep, they get a higher amount of the pot. So there's limitations on the first 2 rounds. I'm pretty sure. I think in this third round, you guys, there is no limitations. You can take that whole 420 if you sweep. I'm gonna look into let me grab my Word documents. There's not many Word documents in the Dynasty Legends folder, but let me just do that really quick. Commissioner report done in midseason video, franchise tag, league candidates, league opener info. It could be this one. $114 game season, league buy-in, 3 substitutions. Okay, wait. I'll have it down. I'll have it down, and I'll post it in the Discord app, because I remember working this out, but I can't find the file. I have it in one of these files. I'll just have to go through all my documents to make sure I get where that file is. Maybe it's in that same playoff spreadsheet, but another page.
Aaliyah,
But basically, we've kept in mind for guys advancing, and if you were to get swept, it doesn't make sense. Okay, it's $40 per game. I get swept and I don't get anything at all. We want to give you something for making it over to each one of the rounds and raising the amount that you do get. And then also at the same time, guys that keep making it further. Years prior, we sort of paid out a lot of money to the champion, and it was sort of unfair. Now, the further you make it, the more money comes into your pocket. So you make it to the league championship series, you could still end up with $300, $400, rather than you make it to the league championship series, and I think we used to give you like 120. You still don't even make your money back at 140. That doesn't even make sense. So guys making it further into the playoffs still get a chance to still walk away with maybe under 500, but 400, $500, and then your champion. I know I have this somewhere, because I remember the highest your champion could make was something like 14.20 or something like that, or 13 and change. So it's still a lot of money for your champion, with like about 6 guys still earning like $400-500. So it's balanced out on how the earnings is split up, rather than just one guy takes all the damn pot and then everybody else. I just got $120 back, but I put 150 in and I made it all the way to the championship game. I'm probably just gonna take a quick look into all the Excel files real quick. But battle team offline. Let me arrange these by type. Sample ownership, opening day checklist. League setup 2020. I think I have that open. Yeah. Schedule, offline settings, opening day checklist, owners checklist, owners teams, sample rank, team sample player rank, team battle results, AL franchise tag, players logins, battle teams. No. So basically, I mean, just to round this whole meeting off, we've had you guys on for a long time. I'm just gonna run through it really quick again. You win in the qualifier, or you lose in the qualifier. You're at 30 or $25. You make it into the second round, into the first round, you're guaranteed to at least be if you're into the first round and you lose that round, you lose in the first round, you're between 40 and 40 and let's say the guy, the best possible scenario, the worst possible scenario would be someone winning in this qualifier, and then they go in here and they win 3 straight, which is good for them. They played well. So they got 60 plus, I believe, no, that's what I did. The max, there's a max for the one, there it is. There's a max for the 1 to 4 seeds, which is $60. And that is also the min. The min and the max for the 1 to 4 seed is $60. There it is. Minimum and maximum for the 1 to 4 seed is $60. And then if you come into this round, the maximum is $40. Maximum. The max and the min for someone. So we're giving a preference to the guys who finished the season 1 to 4 in the first round. The minimum and the maximum for the guys who made it into the first round from playing the qualifier rounds, their max is $40. The minimum and the maximum they can win. So even if they lose this series, they're getting $40. So this is all decided. This is already all decided. If you're in here, if you win this series as a number 1 to 4 ranked team, you get $60. If you lose this series, you still get $60. The guy coming in from here, he's got $30 plus a 40, so that's $70. So that balances it out respectfully to those guys who made it this far. The winner and the losers who made it this far is $60 and $70. That's where I wanted it to be, and that's where we agreed on for everyone. So I'm a number 1 to 4 ranked guy, and I lost in the first round. It went 5 games. It went 3 games. I got swept. Whatever the case may be, you ended up with $60. But the guy that beat you, still, his total is only at $70. He still has to go in and do more work into the second round to earn much higher than you, respectively, because you've spent the whole season. You should be close to that person when your season is over. So you're going to get your $60. He's got 70, and he's going on for a chance some more. And I'm pretty sure now this is where I just gave the runner-up has a minimum. If you get swept, it's a minimum of $40. I'm gonna go back and find that. So if you're at 70 coming in from here because you went 2 rounds, you're gonna end with 110. If you get swept here coming in as a 1 to 4 ranked guy, you're gonna be at $100, 110 and 100. We're happy with that. Those numbers are fair. If you win, which you should try to do, you win more games, you get more cash. That's it. And then all of that stops for this round. I will double check all of this and get back to you guys, but that's the process. And we will have a winner, and everyone else will have opportunities at earning a good amount of money. Regardless of if you win it or not, you still should be, walking away with maybe $300-400. About 3 to 4 guys get that. About a few more guys get, $200 to $500. And then the winner, the runner-up probably gets anywhere, depending on how many games you can win. If you take it 7 games, you already got 300 plus whatever you've won before working up to this series. You got a chance at a 7. You can lose the series and still end up with a $700-800, which is rightfully so. You get $700-800, and then the guy that won it gets about $400 more than you. So we're happy with that. We will solidify the second and third round just to be sure what's the minimum earnings. And that's it, fellas. I have nothing else to say about the playoffs. We'll post this on the website. And then once we do a standings update, also once the playoff starts, we'll do the earnings as you go, as the games are final. We'll put how much you've earned next to your name type of deal, next to the team name. All right. So, right now the standings are here within the league. Once I build this page, the playoff page, we'll have Astros, Rays, Indians, Angels will be in a layout like how you saw on that Excel sheet. We'll be in a layout 1 to 4 already in the first round on the playoff page. I'll probably try to drop it in somewhere here, and that'll keep changing based on the wins and losses. So we can follow it. I'll try to get that done in the next 2 weeks, and you can follow it. You can click on the standings, and you can click on the playoff page and see when you fall out of the top 4 and when you go back in. So we'll have fun tracking that. And the earnings will be posted above it, just like it is posted on that Excel sheet there, with the reminder of the minimum and maximum earnings, the minimum and maximum earnings per round. That's it, fellas. That's all I got to say. What you got, Tim?
No, hey guys. I mean, it's going to be we're halfway through the longest season in the history of this entire club, whether it be BPL or dynasty leagues. All I can say is everybody's been doing a great job in terms of playing their games for the most part. Please just try and do your best to listen to what we said in this video and comply as much as you possibly can. I know there was a lot of information. TVs are important. There's a lot of things that are going on. We're going to be keeping an eye on everything, just letting you guys know we're trying to do our best to just, give you the best experience possible. So know that and understand that, and don't take any of this personal, but we're trying to level this playing field so everybody can feel like they have a legitimate chance. We're thinking about the low end guy, the middle of the pack guy, and the best guy and out there. Really doesn't matter who you are. We're just trying to bring us as equally as possible on the same field and see what happens. Your internet connection is huge when it comes to this game. Please be aware of that, and go out there and kick some ass and take some names. Like I said, the games are great once we get into them. they've been competitive, they've been fierce, and that's what this should be. And the second half should be amazing for everybody. So pay attention to your opponent and make them a priority. Make sure that they have a good experience, not only through communication and setting up the scheduling games, but playing the games themselves. So, like I said, go out there. Best of luck to everybody. It's going to be a great time. Great to see these games where everybody's going around playing their conference a second time. The schedule has been phenomenal for me. The season's been great so far in terms of the level of competition I have faced personally. Just some great series all the way around, some classics. So I'm looking forward to more going into the second half. And we'll see where we go from there, man. Playoff time, everybody makes it. Anything can happen. Anything can
Yeah,
happen. Try
man.
and get some trades done, guys.
Yeah,
Try and get some trades done.
keep trying to make it those moves. We'll try to help you guys out, and have fun, man. At best, I mean, that's what we all here for. I'm enjoying this. This is I was thinking like, damn, when we got to 57 games, I was like, holy shit, we got a second half of this to go. I mean, it's been a grind. So I'm having fun, even with the wins and the losses. It's all been fun. So good luck. See you out there on the field, fellas. Thank you for your time. We will post the link to this video into Discord so you can rewatch this in its entirety at your convenience. Thank you.
Hey, good luck, fellas.
and good luck. Peace.
Peace.